We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with the super fun Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca.
Hello.
Super fun mommy of three.
Yes.
We've been talking about this so much lately because everyone around me is having babies. So I'm like, go check out my friend Rebecca's channel. So in case you've missed it, like I said, this is Rebecca. She does have a YouTube channel and she does a lot with parenting side of out school or her home life and things like that. So, and if you don't know yet, you can go check out the gender of her newest baby.
Yep. He's baby is 3 weeks old now.
You already slipped.
Okay, fine. So slipped. There he is. We'll take a closer peek at him later. And he actually came and joined me for that YouTube live that I did yesterday. So go check it out and tell us the whole birth story of how he came.
Awesome. So we did a video last week. Kelly and I did a video on some of our favorite influencers. And actually, it was kind of Rebecca's thought one day. Like we kept sharing influencers, and I'm like, hey, let's just do it on the channel because Rebecca always finds some funny ones. And so she couldn't make it last week, but she has some to share today. So in the description box or in the comment box, put
it's things that I do when I'm sitting on the couch nursing for 6 hours a day.
Right.
in 20-minute sniffs. I'm like, what do I do? So I watch Netflix, I watch TikTok reels, I find all these things.
Yeah. So add yours below if you have any favorites. We want to look them up too because they're just funny, especially they're relatable to some of us teachers, and it just cracks me up. So Rebecca, you have control if you want to start showing some. And so this can be YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, whatever. We're just looking for funny, relatable teacher friends.
Right. So I've found a lot, mostly from Facebook reels, but a lot of them are linked from TikTok. You can find similar things everywhere. But one that I found recently was called Burnt Out Teachers. This teacher used to be a teacher. She's not a teacher anymore. She has more private students now. But she talked about all the things that we can all relate to, of things that we can kind of laugh at as being teachers. And so this one, I'm not going to share the sound, but I will read to you what it says because it's just music in the background. But it's things that feel illegal as teachers that shouldn't be illegal as teachers. So I'll read as you go.
Okay.
So things that feel illegal as a teacher: sitting down, taking a personal day, stealing from the prize bucket, done that, getting sick, going to the bathroom, leaving at your contracted time, ignoring emails after hours. And then repeats.
That is so relatable. I never left at the contracted time unless I had like an appointment or something that I had to do. Those are like, what's the hit the nail on the head or whatever, Luckily I had an aide, so going to the bathroom wasn't an issue. We also had bathrooms in my portable building, so I didn't have to go far, and I could be like, gotta go.
Yeah, I was blessed to have an assistant as well. And so we would take turns, like when she takes the kids at recess, I said, I'll be right back. And then I go, or she would go, like, because there was always 2 people in the classroom. And I did go a lot my last year of teaching when I was pregnant. I'm like, gotta go again. Sorry. I know I just came back from there, but I gotta go. Sorry. Because that's fine. Let's go.
And calling in sick or taking a personal day, sometimes it's more work than it's worth. And you're just like, by the time they find a sub and I have my sub plans and
Right. I have been guilty going to school sick because it's just so much work to figure out what to have. My assistant would become my teacher when I was teaching kindergarten. But I'm like, I can power through this. And there were a couple of times my principal says, lunchtime, go home.
Yeah.
We got this covered during COVID time. Go home. No, this was like 2015. Okay. So this is long ago when it's just like a cold, you lose your voice, you just feel really yucky. You're like, no, I don't want to take a sick day. I don't want to use my sick days. I'm fine. Like, go home.
Yeah. I always feel bad for the other people because then the person that calls the subs has to find me a sub and do the paperwork. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I know, but you can't control being sick. You can control going on vacation. You control other things, but you can't control being sick. I remember this one time I was sent home sick, like part of the day, and it was like near my birthday. So I stayed home on my birthday the next day, which happened to be a snow day. So like, is this a sick day? Is it a snow day?
Hopefully it was a snow day.
Right? You can I not use my sick time for this one? Because nobody has to come to school anyway. It's a snow day.
Awesome. All right. So do you have another one up and ready?
Yes. Now I'm not sure if this will work without the sound. I may have to play the sound. It's mostly her talking, but it's how to let's see if I can go back to it. How to kind of cover up when like something happens in the classroom and you're like, how to not blame it on the teacher. So I'll give you a hint. The teacher farts. And so how does she cover it up?
Okay, to all the teachers out there, that has happened to everybody. I'm sure at least
right. I mean, so she makes excuses so she doesn't have to admit that it was her.
Okay.
Okay. It's mostly her talking. There's like some music in the background, but I don't think it's gonna be very obvious.
Okay. Should we tell them why? We'll tell them later. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I saw this.
Okay.
And then your 4 goes here. Oh my gosh, I should not have had those double black bean enchiladas last night. Yep, and then
Oh, I don't think you shared the sound on it. You know, you have to
Okay.
click that little extra button. So let's just tell them. Basically, she farts and she said, Rebecca already sent this one to me, but she says basically she shouldn't have had what, the black bean burrito at lunch.
Enchiladas last night. Yeah, I'll pause it and tell you what she's saying. Yeah, that she shouldn't have those black bean enchiladas last night. So then it goes. And then it says something like, "Oh, here comes the black thunder, the brown thunder."
I didn't even hear that part when I was on there, so that's funny.
Because, oh no, what do I do? There's no way that people are not going to smell that.
Is that what she
go
said?
Figure it out. Yeah. Like you go do something about it. So she says, "If we go, friends, Horton hears a poo. Somebody needs to use the bathroom. So you could just excuse yourself and go. It sounds urgent." And then she goes back to YouTube. So she kind of, doesn't blame anybody in particular, but sometimes we have to cover it up. Although sometimes you just have to say, "Excuse me, I farted." Because if you teach in kindergarten, they're like, "Somebody farted." Yeah, that was me. We talk about bodily functions and we talk about how farting is okay.
Yeah. Veteran teacher tip. If you hear it, just make it like it was no big deal. Don't laugh or anything because then it becomes a contest throughout the whole year. But if you make it very matter of fact, then everyone's like, oh, boring.
Right. Because if you make a big deal, they're like farting contest. And on the map, like, stop it. And if they know it's going to pet peeve you, they're going to make it even louder and fake it. And yeah.
Only on our channel, on this channel, are you getting like tips for hiding farts and stuff. So, like, I think I'm going to lose my voice. So excuse me as I keep drinking water.
No problem. Yeah, there's definitely allergies and stuff going around right now.
Yeah. And I was cleaning out the dog crates and everything, so all their fur and everything is all stirred up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get the pet dander all over the place. You get the pollen outside.
Right.
You just moved to Texas, and my husband got the sniffles for the first time. They go, "Oh, you've never had the Texas allergies, have you?" And they're all sweet about it. I'm like, shut up. I'm not experiencing it because I'm inside my home like 90% of the time. I'm not out there doing the kids drop off and pick up, and he's doing the crowd control for that every day. So he's around all this polleny tree stuff.
So Rebecca, those were from board teachers, right? And
that was called Burnt Out Teachers.
Burnt Out Teachers, and they have like a bunch of different teachers, or just her?
That one's just her. That one's just her and her channel. There is board teachers, which is a group of teachers. It's kind of fun. Let me show you their page, which was shown last week too, but it's worth another mention because they're fantastic. So this year they actually went on a summer comedy tour. So apparently they teach like all over the place in different schools, but they're all different influencers, and they have their own different channels. But they got together this summer, and so you see here they have different skits, but they also have where they sit down and chit chat with each other. Like I can't find the ones with the chit chat, but they have like coffee, chairs, and they kind of face each other and tell stories about their lives and their past teacher stuff. So that's kind of fun that
Right.
they can talk about different things over the summer break. But they have really good skits.
Awesome. All right. So I'll show one of mine really quick.
I'll stop this.
I'm not playing the sound for mine because last week I got in trouble from a copyright strike or a copyright claim, not a strike. Because I did not preview them before I showed them. So you think I would have done a better job this week, but of course I didn't.
Yeah, especially with the music copyrights.
Yeah, it was a music one. But one of my favorite ones for teachers is Jerry Brooks. And
yes,
he just cracks me up. He's very relatable because he's been there. He's been a teacher. I believe he was actually kindergarten first or back in the day at some point, and then became a principal. So his content is about recess, about like the nurses at school dealing with parents, the secretaries dealing with parents or people or kids, or so it's basically many perspectives from around the school. So I think everyone that's a teacher or works in the school might find him funny. I mean, look at the views on this one reel.
yes.
So fun. Okay. Do you have another one for us? Are we at the end of your list?
Let's see. There's this one guy. Now I have to look up to see what the guy is, but he does a lot of like how different teachers drive home from school. How different professors drive home from school. So he plays a different song with each one to show, how an elementary school teacher drives home from school versus middle school versus high school. But it's like the songs really fit them, and he kind of puts on his little, disguises and his attitude, and kind of becomes that character for like 10 seconds each one. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. And there's another one you like that you introduced me to, Mrs. Rogers, I believe it was.
Yeah.
She was good. I think that's the one I ended up getting a claim on because she had a song playing in the background that I guess she's allowed to for Instagram, but it was not approved for YouTube. So, oops. Learning as we go.
Right. One of the ladies on the board teachers, the Black lady with the cool hair, she does the Honest Teacher Vibes YouTube channel. And so she has some really good videos on like what happened in her classroom and funny kid quotes. And she's kind of really fun to listen to. She has longer ones that are 30 minutes and then some really short reels as well. And so she's so relatable. So that's Honest Teacher Vibes. You want to look her up too.
Did you see the one with Allison Sloan? She came on my channel this week.
Yes.
And yeah, hers was funny. I liked her mess with my vibe one. Did you see that one?
Right. Yeah, I did see that too. It's like oftentimes kids, especially young kids, are like, I have a question. You call on them and they're like, hey, can I show you something cool? I got this new pencil the other day. I'm like, it's not a question. She's like, will this mess up my vibe? Yes. Then no.
Yeah.
Can't say anything because I'm in the flow. So if it has to do with what I'm talking about, fine. But if it doesn't, then we're not going to go there.
And if you're a teacher, you'll totally get what that one was. So
yes,
because they're constantly like,
yeah. And she's great because she's an online teacher. So we can relate as online teachers of, how people can talk to us over Zoom, we can mute people, that kind of stuff. Whereas a lot of these teacher influencers are classroom teachers. Mm-hmm. And we have similar issues, but we also have our own issues online versus in the classroom. Now, a lot of these in the classroom teachers did teach during the COVID area. So they do have some of how to teach online.
Right.
And, okay, we've got tech problems, talk about teaching during quarantine. So they have some of that too.
Yeah. That's a good point because Allison, she was a brick and mortar teacher. So some of hers back back before was about that. But her newest one's basically like leaving on, was it Thursday afternoon? And she's got like her vibe because she doesn't have to go back until Monday morning or Monday afternoon or something. And she kind of dances away. So it's that feeling of leaving your desk and leaving your classroom, but as an online teacher. So, and then there's a song on that one. So I can't really play that one for you either.
Yeah, a lot of them have music in the background.
Yeah, the music was cash out. So, she's making money, but leaving for the weekend. So it's fun. So that's like, we had a bunch of them the other day, Rebecca.
Right.
I brought them up.
Yeah, I think we just need to go and see, well, like here's, see, I wish I knew which ones I could play and not play because of the music in the background. But if you just go to board teachers, there's that list of like 5 of them. You can look up their channels. I do like, let me show you which ones I like on them real quick. Let me share my screen one more time. Okay. So Mr. Thomas English, this one, I'm going to circle him at the top. Yep. He does some fun videos because he's from England. And so he does comparisons between English and American teaching. And he puts on his little wigs and he does his little characters and changes his voices. And so he's a lot of fun. I've seen him before do some shorts, and I think he teaches middle school or high school. So if you're in that age group, he's like your type of vibe. Like, why do you like coffee? It's like, well, because I have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive through rush hour traffic in my 2001, car and get there in time to deal with you guys and make it home and, in time for dinner. And number 2, because I like the taste. I also like Miss Smith. She's, I think, an elementary school teacher, and her videos are very relatable too. She made one recently about how to put makeup on as a teacher, and she's shown like the most ridiculous way to contour and goes over the top with it. One of the comments that was highlighted was like, yeah, that's not makeup, that's war paint. Yes, sometimes you got to put your war paint on to teach. I hear your doggy. That's okay. Right now you don't hear my kids, but you can. The other ones, I haven't seen as many videos of them, but I do see quite a bit. And then down here, this lady is the Honest Teacher Vibes. You probably have seen her around. She's very relatable too, as I think elementary, middle school. I think more like 5th, 6th grade, kind of like that.
Right. I don't think I've seen her. I'll have to go check hers out.
Yeah, she recently quit teaching in the classroom. She had kind of an unsupportive school, but she talks about that, and she talks about, admin made me do it. She's got some things, and admins are, you've got great admins, and you can have some yucky admins. Yeah. Every school is different, every admin is different, and we all hope and pray that we have a very supportive admin. Whether it's the principal or vice principal or counselor, like somebody we can go to if we need help. Right. But she always tells these like funny stories. You can send in stories to her and she'll kind of read it, say, this is not my story, but this is what happened to, another teacher. We can all laugh about it because a lot of them are relatable. Right. Yeah. So they have a whole thing on pandemic teaching. So if you want to know about how to teach online, and I've taught in the bathrooms before too. So you got to do what you got to do when you're on vacation. You have to keep teaching. So things that a lot of us have done at some point. Hotel rooms, There's some teachers, for those of you that don't know, we did a video a long time ago, and there are several teachers that always taught in their bathroom. One like converted her bathroom to her classroom. Like she had a pull-in table and she would sit on the top of the toilet and had a pillow up there. She was very comfortable teaching in there. Yeah, and some people put a little spot on the floor of a room, or they teach on their couch and just put some posters behind them. Sometimes you just have to set up your little nest anywhere you want to set it up. Right. I know I taught on the floor in the corner of my room for about 3 weeks. When we moved out of our house, well, we had all our stuff moved out. We had 2 more weeks that we could stay in this empty house before we moved our bodies to the new state. And I'm like, well, okay, I got a plastic tub and I got a pillow. Okay, I'll sit on the pillow and I'll put my laptop in the plastic tub and I'll face the empty wall. I did the same thing when I was moving from one house. Like 33, 34 weeks pregnant, and after teaching 3 hours, I'm like, can somebody help me get up?
That's when you have to do a whole rollover, like,
I'm like, okay, I got down. I gotta get up somehow. Get the hands moving.
Well, I think that is all we have on influencers today. If you find some funny ones, send them to us, because this might be one of my favorite lives, these last 2 weeks of friends and us finding some funny content. I will do a better job of previewing them so I can put them up. I had a list of the ones I wanted to show you, but I have no idea what I do.
In the comments below, most of them are pretty clean. There's a lot of reels out there that has swear words and stuff, but most of these teacher ones are pretty clean.
Yeah.
They're funny, they're relatable. And even if you've never been a teacher, but you've been a parent, you're like, yeah, that's my kid right there. Yeah. You can relate as a parent or as, anybody else.
Right. They're super funny. I love it. I love seeing teachers create content as well. I asked Allison last week why she's doing it, and she's like, she's just going to keep doing it until it's not fun anymore. So it's fun for her. It's just an outlet, when you're having one of those days or something funny or something, you make a video about it and it's just kind of fun. So, yeah.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming, Rebecca. I know you're super busy. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
right
following
now,
your journey.
everybody's having fun. My 6-year-old wants to babysit the baby. I'm like, okay. Thankfully, my husband's home, so it said, if you hear anything suspicious, please go investigate. But otherwise, they're fine.
Oh, cute. You have to send me pictures later of her babysitting. Hey, Kathy. She said, jumping in late. I'll watch the beginning on replay. Yeah, we showed a couple of them at the beginning. We're kind of just hanging out, chatting, and talking about our favorite ones. So if you have any you need us to check out, put it down there so we can see it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming. Every Saturday around this time, we go live with something for you. And that's it. All right, Rebecca, we'll see you next week. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
Kathy. Thank you. It's still saying goodbye on there, so.
Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I know.
Goodbye. Oh, my cheeks hurt. Bye. Bye-bye.
The stream has ended, so I